Hey guys, I'm going to show you in this video how to change equations that are in standard form into vertex form. And then after that, I'd like to show you why it is beneficial. So the process is unbelievably similar to completing the square. So here's our original equation. I want you to notice that on every line that I show you, the f of x is there. It doesn't go away. It is definitely part of the process. So step number one, as before, is to move the constant term to the other side and add in your blanks. After that, you take half of the b term and square it, and it goes in both blanks. All right, you can see it there. It occurs on both sides. And just as before, one side gets simplified and the other side gets factored. And then when you move that one back to the other side, you have now changed it into vertex form. Okay, it's the exact same parabola, it's just a different form, but it definitely has its benefits. So I'm going to graph the parabola from standard form, and I'm going to show you how you can tell what the vertex is from this equation. So I have a graph all set up. Let me go ahead and graph this for you. So from standard form, I know my y-intercept is 3. 1, 2, 3. When I do negative b over 2a, I end up with 4 over 2, or 2. Here's my axis of symmetry. So I can count over 2 in the x direction, which means I square that to figure out how much I go up and down in the y direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my vertex. It's at 2, negative 1. The vertex. But if you look at vertex form right here, I can tell that just by looking. If I plug 2 right here, I would get a 0 in the set of parentheses. That is the x part of the vertex. And this number is the y part of the vertex. So again, just by looking, I know what the vertex is once it's in vertex form. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more examples. Okay, so here's example number 2. All right, so notice that it starts off in standard form. You know to complete the square that the leading coefficient has to be a 1, not a negative 1. So my first step is to divide every single thing by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1. Those are the same. So here's my second line. Then I'm going to move the 8, move the constant to the other side and add in the blanks. Then I take half of the b term, half of that 6, square it, and it goes in both blanks. Okay, again, please note that the f of x is there every step of the way. Next, you simplify one side and factor the other. All right, now I'm trying to solve for f of x. So notice I'm moving the positive 1 to the other side of the equation. And then I'm going to multiply everything through by negative 1. Right? Everything gets multiplied. So notice this now has a negative 1 in front of it, and this has changed signs. And you now have it in vertex form. So I can tell what the vertex is by looking right at this. The vertex is at negative 3, positive 1. Negative 3, positive 1. Negative 3 because that's what makes this equal 0. Positive 1 because that's what this number is. And if we graph it, and hopefully I can graph this fairly quickly, you'll be able to see it. So we know y-intercept's at negative 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I do negative b over 2a, that's negative 6 over 2 times negative 1. What is that? 6 over negative 2. I believe that's negative 3. Since I'm 3 units away, I square that and I get 9. I have to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is my vertex, just where I predicted it would be at negative 3, 1. All right, and then last example coming at you really fast. I'll be on my merry way. Okay, so here's standard form. Again, in order to get this into vertex form, I need to complete the square, but I have to divide by that leading coefficient first. And notice I'm dividing everything, including the f of x. Everything got divided by 2. And then I move the constant to the other side and add the blanks. I take half of the b and square it and put it in both blanks. One side gets simplified, the other side gets factored. All right, and at this point, I'm trying to get the f of x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. And then again, I still have to multiply by 2. I need f of x by itself. So when I multiply everything by 2, I now have this thing in vertex form. And I can tell what the vertex is just by looking. The vertex here is 2, negative 18. 2, negative 18. All right, and here comes the fastest graph ever because I'm running out of time. So let me zoom out just a little. Okay, so my original equation had a y-intercept of negative 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Negative b over 2a is going to give me 8 over 4. It gives me a 2. All right, if I'm 2 units away, usually that means go down 4, but this a value tells me to go down 8. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is my vertex. Is it at 2, negative 18? It sure is. Oh, and there, if I move up, maybe you can see it. And again, you could draw a really nice looking parabola from either form, right? Either from vertex form or from standard form. Okay, thanks. I hope that makes sense, and I will see you tomorrow.